you please swear in the witness?
Yes, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, good morning, sir. Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
Clifford Cook, Clifford, COOK,
Okay. What's your current place of residence?
San Francisco,
And who is your current employer?
San Francisco Police Department.
Okay. And what rank do you hold within the department?
I'm an inspector.
We'll get back to your history with the department in a moment, but could you run through your educational background for us?
High school and city college,
Was that here in San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Okay. Were you born and raised here?
Born and raised here.
Okay. Tell me, what year did you start with the police academy here?
1991.
All right. And could you walk us through, I guess, your history of assignments and promotion?
Oh, God. From the academy, I did training at Ingleside and training at Central Station. From there, I went into a plainclothes unit, crime suppression unit. From there, went to Park Station on patrol. Then to the Housing Task Force, which was patrolling public housing in San Francisco. Then at the Housing Task Force, we formed an organization, nonprofit organization for children in public housing, Operation Dream. Ran that till about, I was the executive director of that nonprofit. From there, I was promoted to an inspector. Worked at Operations Center. From Operations Center, I was in the Fugitive Apprehension Unit. From the Fugitive Apprehension Unit, I went to Robbery Detail. From the Robbery Detail, I was at Operations Center. From Operations Center, I went to Hit and Run. From Hit and Run, I'm currently assigned at Richmond Station.
Okay.
On investigations.
So that sounds like a lot of different assignments, a lot of different activities.
Yes.
Okay. So presumably you've worked with many different officers, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, command staff.
Well, yes, a lot of command staff that I work with when were officers.
Okay. And you mentioned you were promoted to inspector. Is there kind of another equivalent rank within the department?
Well, inspectors are assigned to investigation, where a sergeant would be an equivalent rank, but that's for patrol.
Okay. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Do you now, or have you ever held a position with the San Francisco Police Officers Association?
I do now.
Okay. And if it's okay with you, I will refer to the association as the POA probably from now on?
That's fine.
All right. Do you know a Sergeant Yolanda Williams?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How do you know Sergeant Williams?
I've known Sergeant Williams over my career in the department. Sergeant Williams is also assigned to Richmond Station, where I currently am assigned.
Okay. So you work with her on a daily basis?
No, actually, she works swing watch, and I work day watch, so we may cross paths as I'm leaving. Our times probably coincide for about an hour or 2 hours a day.
Understood. Okay. Are you aware of Sergeant Williams testifying before the Blue Ribbon panel that's
Yep.
investigating the San Francisco Police Department?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you aware of her making statements asserting that there is institutionalized racial bias within the department?
Yes, I am.
Do you agree with that assessment?
No, I do not.
Are you aware of her making statements that the POA is unsupportive of African American officers and unsupportive of the African American community?
Yeah, I'm aware of those statements.
Do you agree with those statements?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do you believe you've ever been the subject of racial bias within the San Francisco Police Department?
No, I haven't.
What do you believe that the Police Officers Association's role is?
Well, POA's role is the role like any union, the Teamsters, SEIU, Carpenters Union, Longshoremen's. Their role is to protect their membership, you know, represent their membership in collective bargaining, working conditions, disciplinary actions, or any part of the where the dues paying member pays dues to the POA, which is the labor organization. And the only reason we can't be called that because we're public safety officers, but we're there to protect the membership.
And you're currently a board member?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you believe the POA carries out its role as you described with any bias toward based on race, gender, sexual orientation, or otherwise?
No.
Do you believe the POA has ever supported or condoned bias on those bases?
Condoned? No.
Are you aware of whether Sergeant Williams ever held a position with the POA?
Yes, she did.
What was that position?
She was the representative at Richmond Station, which I am currently the representative. We had a re-election for the post for a representative because the post was vacated. Sergeant Williams ran against me, and she lost very handily. And at that time, she was no longer the POA rep for Richmond.
Okay, and when you refer to her as the POA rep for Richmond, that's a board position, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. When Sergeant Williams was a board member, do you recall her ever expressing to you or anyone else a belief that there's that the POA, I guess, engages in racial bias or other types of bias?
I don't think she never said it to me, and I don't think she said it to anyone else, of my knowledge.
Are you aware of whether Sergeant Williams has ever approached the POA for financial assistance for any community organizations or activities?
Yes, I can't give you the exact dates and times, but from my knowledge, and some of the other board members stating that she has asked for funding for some organizations out in the Bayview.
Okay, and more than once?
For me to say more than once, I believe it is, but I'm not definitely sure, but I think it's more than once. Yes.
Okay, and do you know whether the POA in fact provided some support or assistance?
Yes, my belief is it did.
Okay, that's your recollection?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Are you aware that Sergeant Williams made some statements to the Blue Ribbon panel to the effect that the law is applied and enforced differently in different neighborhoods within San Francisco?
Well, I can't say it's applied differently. It all depends what the situation is, what the
Well, I mean,
scenario.
let me just clarify. I'm asking if if you're aware that she made
Oh,
statements to
yes,
that
she did.
effect.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you agree with those statements?
No, I do not.
And do you believe there are any policies or practices within the department or the department's culture that would condone such differential enforcement of the law?
No, there's no policies.
And if in fact it came to light that there was differential enforcement of the law depending on the particular community, whether it be the African American community, Latino community, that if there was different enforcement in those communities, do you believe that the San Francisco Police Department would allow such a thing to take place?
No, the POA wouldn't condone it either.
In fact, do you think the POA would take action to condemn and prevent such things?
Immediately.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir.